Scott Weddell here, CEO of Digital Marketing School and Fast Track Business, a six-figure per month online education company. And I'm currently also the CMO for a company called Conscious Education that's doing amazing things in the world. So guys, welcome to this week's call. We've got a special one today. I've decided to do a campaign review today because there was a question that came in that really inspired this call. Okay, so everyone's going to get loads out of this. It's in relation to testing audiences on Facebook and the concept of a KPI. It's really important that you guys understand this process.
It is what it is, eh? I just traveled the world from 2016 onward.
I wrote it down.
Facebook with regards to how much money measure against those KPIs. Trust me, your life will change.
Now, if you've not went over Facebook ad specialist yet, then you might not know, you might not understand the context of what I'm about to explain to you. And that's why before we jump in, Ryan, I'm going to do a little bit of training before we jump in so everyone gets the context. And then I want to make sure that I paint the picture about how important this is, but then give you the strategy that I'm using in my head all the time, and I'm getting my guys to use, that help me run ads in their head. So it's like we've got KPIs, but there's key distinctions and there's rules that I've got in my head that I work towards. Okay, so this is going to be gold for you when you understand this concept and you can optimize ads this way. You literally become an income generating machine. And that is very, very valuable for other businesses, especially if you're working with businesses or your own business that actually can sell. Like if you can get on the phone and sell, or if the person you're working with can get on the phone and sell, or they've got an automated system that sells, then and that works really well, then if you can get traffic into that funnel, you know that money's going to come out the other end. And that's really the ultimate goal, guys. I really want to start with it. The ultimate goal of any marketing campaign is to put dollars in the front, okay? And then you put that into the system, right? So dollars go into the system, whatever that system is. So let's just call that the appointment tab as an example, right? That's the appointment tab funnel system. And then what comes out is more money. Let's just put $2. So there, $1 turns into 2, and then you can put that back round in here, and then you can put more in, and then more can come out. Okay, and that's like at a big picture level. That's the ultimate goal. Okay, when you figure this out, it's game changing. All right, so the customer journey is very important to understand here, right? So at a big picture level, let's just draw out this at a big picture level, right? So we've got an ad of some sort. Now that ad can be on Facebook or Google/YouTube. For this example, we'll use Facebook. Okay. Then we've got some sort of funnel. All right. So ads go into here. Money gets driven from here into this funnel, and you pay a cost per lead, okay, for people to actually opt in and give their name, email, and phone number. And in that funnel, certain things can happen. It depends on what the funnel is. So for the appointment tab, someone comes in and watches a case study / video, and then they get on the phones to see if they want to work with you. For an automated funnel, they're maybe going on a sales page and then deciding to buy or not, and putting their credit card details in and buying something for $37 or $97 or something like that, right? But no matter what the funnel is, the outcome is that money comes out of this, okay? And then you just put more money back into the front, and then it scales the marketing campaign, okay? So that's the big picture, okay? We have a system that when you put money in, more money comes out. But at a detail level, we've got an ad online that gets someone's attention, okay, which is the first part of the customer journey. When we get their attention and we hook them, the ad, if it's a long form ad, that ad will engage them. If it's not a long form ad and it's more of a short form ad, then they'll have to click into the funnel, and the funnel will engage them, okay, depending on the customer journey. When we've got their attention and we engage them, then they make a decision. There's some sort of offer they get, right? Whether it's a paid offer or a free offer, and that gets them to give their details first, which is subscribe. Okay, because people can give their details and then not follow through and pay, or people can just opt in for a free download or a free video. Okay, so then they subscribe and we get details, name, email, and maybe a phone number, depending on what it is you're asking for. So then they've subscribed, and then once they've subscribed, we need to educate them. Okay, and then once we educate them, we convert. And that's it. That's what that does. Okay. So the question that everyone has when they get to this point is one of the concepts we've got and the rules we've got is we got to test for gold. And what I mean by that is you test for audiences that convert within your KPI, key performance indicator. Okay. So if you've not been into Facebook Ad Specialist, I don't have enough time to go over the KPI training on here. Okay, so if you've not done that yet, just hang your horses. When you get there, you'll learn this in detail. But at a big picture level, we want to have a KPI that we want to work towards, and there's a formula to figure that stuff out inside of Facebook Ad Bootcamp. But what I've found from spending 250 grand plus a month over in conscious education and about 30 to 50 grand a month in fast track business as it stands in ads, I found that I'm always happy with about a $10 to $15 lead. Okay, so that's just my experience. Okay, so you can take from that. Okay, so I'm always aiming to get a $10 to $15 lead. Right, after doing this over and over and over and over and over and over again, I'm always looking for that, mainly like the $10 one. Okay, however, one of the things that people will come across when they've not got the experience I've got is they start testing for audiences, and what happens is they've got a $10 KPI or a $15 KPI, and they're not finding any audiences that are converting there. Okay, and it can kind of stress you out. It can kind of be like, fuck, why is that? Okay, now there is a couple of things we need to be really aware of here. Okay, the number one thing is scenario one that I want to point out here is, let's just say this lead is actually $22, but you're going for 10. Okay, say it's $22, but you're going for 10, and you can't get anything under 22. Let's just say you've even got one at like 30, one ad set at 30, one ad set at 35, maybe another one at 23. Maybe you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ad sets as an example, right? And none of them are moving. You might have more, but for this example, you just got 4. Okay, so the first thing we need to check, okay, like if you've got a $22 lead, the first thing I need to check is, well, if it's $22, is there any sales coming from this? All right, because if there's a sale, let's put that connection here. And let's just say tick. Yes, there's sales coming from this. Money's coming back in. Then in Facebook Ad Specialist, I go over the concept of optimizing for the back end first, not the front end. Okay, so if that's making a sale, then who gives a crap about the lead cost? Who cares? It's a vanity metric in this case. Okay. In this case, it's a vanity metric. It doesn't matter. If you get in sales, you actually want to turn this thing up. You want to scale this. All right, because even if that just stays at 22, or if you scale it and it actually like starts to get more conversions because you're spending more, because remember guys, if you don't know this, Facebook needs 50 conversions over 7 days to really fully optimize an ad set. So you want to get as much money onto that as possible to get more conversions so Facebook can fully optimize it. and it can stabilize because you know that there's sales coming from there. Does that make sense? Now, scenario 2, we'll go with this ad set. Let's just paint the same scenario. Say that this time there is no sales coming from that, scenario 2. I have a rule where if this stays like 2.5 times, so let's just say $10 KPI, $22 lead, so that's 2.2 above where I want it to be. Okay, so my rule is I'm looking at about 2.5 above KPI, and if it stays there for 3 days and I don't get any sales from it, and there's been enough traffic coming to it, which there should have been, then that's just, in my eyes, it's not pulling. Okay, so what I do is I would turn that thing off, and I would move the budget onto the things that are working. Now, because I've been doing this for a long time, I always find that I'm always getting within this amount of number, but like some of the ad sets will be over, and some of the ad sets are getting sales, so I'll leave them on. So it actually brings the lead cost up a bit, and I might be sitting at about like 19 on average, because some of the leads are at like 10 and 15, but some of them are like 22, 25, 27, but sales are coming from there, so I'm not turning them off. So just because I've got an average $19 lead cost when I'm actually wanting 10 to 15, I'm not stressed about it. Okay, so we gotta make sure that you're actually like tracking these sales back. Okay, we just have to make sure that you're optimizing for the right thing. Okay, so if there's sales coming from this part of the funnel, then you keep them on. Okay, now if your goal, like if your goal is to drive quality appointments, right, and you're the marketer doing that, then you would want to like go, the appointment is the conversion point I'm really going for. So then we need to make sure that appointments are coming from these ad sets. Okay, because if you're selling on the phone, or your person's selling on the phone, then optimizing for this call is probably the way to go here, because you can't control the sales call. Okay, you can't control that. Whereas if with Ryan's example, he's putting people into a funnel, so I'm painting the picture of the sale first. But if you're optimizing for appointments as a marketer, then you want to make sure you're optimizing your ads for the sales calls. Okay, so then if you've got a $10 lead here, but all your calls are coming from a $22 lead, then you want to leave that thing on, right? It doesn't matter. You're optimizing for what really matters in the funnel. Okay, so this is different for every scenario, and this is why it's important for me to give you the framework so you can think within the framework. Okay, yeah, that's the big picture of a KPI and what we do. But it's also important to understand that you don't stress about the front end. You need to know what's going on in the back end. Yeah, guys, you go and enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you back same time, same place. And hopefully that helped everyone out there just see how we think through stuff.